Imagine being a child who has been torn away from their security blanket, their parents, the ones who stopped the boogeyman from terrorizing the nights and curing their boo-boos when they scrape their knees. Now just imagine how they must feel when the CPS meant to protect them tears them away from their supposed abusers and places them with strangers who have zero comforting skills. They need to be calmed. They are confused, lost, panicked, and needing their parents, but CPS took them away for the purpose of saving them. The kids don't even know why, and they are told that the parents they attach to no longer want them. What do you think that does? Do you think that this is how protecting children is supposed to look? Abolish CPS.
Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their pics are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title IV says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the line.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS and abolish CPS.com is leading the way. Join us.
Welcome to Wednesday night CPS Victims Hunting Justice. I am your host, CPS Punisher. And tonight is going to be a hell of a night because we've got things here. Well, first of all, I'm trying to get rid of this thing. I'm sorry. They got this new protocol on here for us, and I don't quite know how to work it. That's really what's going on here. So bear with me. I'm trying to get this thing figured out. So let me pretend like I know what I'm doing. Put my music on as we always have. All right, here we go. So we've got some music going now. Got the ambient. You know what else we have? We still have the chats right here, right off to our right here. Boom, right there. So if I come back there, there's the chat. Please, guys, join us in there. Ask questions. Let us know what your thoughts are, what you're thinking, what you need to have answers to. Because tonight we're going to be packed full of information that you're going to want to be wanting to ask questions. Don't forget to like, share, bring it, tell all your friends about it, tell anybody about it. Make sure you rewatch the episodes. We have donations, we have all kinds of things that you can do. We have these QR codes right in front of you to help the stream, help support our stream right here. If you guys click that will show you about some donations and everything. We've got apparel. I've got some new apparel that I just designed today that's pretty hot that I'm going to get out and we'll show you guys here in a few minutes. But without any other avail, I'm going to bring out Melissa and let's see what Melissa has to say about today. Melissa, how you doing? Hello, Melissa.
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I was actually more concerned. I thought that my microphone wasn't working because did you notice that now that they've done this new thing, we can't hear, remember before they had the green lines. You could see if the microphones were working or not. And now I can't. So we're just trying to learn this thing. I don't know if you have any, if you've established any.
I can still see the green lines on my side.
Oh, wow. I don't have any green lines over here. Yeah, we're a green line away. Let's ask Herbert. Let's see what Herbert thinks. Herbert, how are you?
You're looking okay. Everything looks fine.
Oh, I look good. You look good too, Herbert.
No, I mean, like everything seems to be working.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, I really meant what I said about you, though. You do look good.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. You're welcome. And Melissa looks good too. So we're all looking good. So that's that. Do you have anything going on today, Herbert? No, Herbert's out.
No, nothing new going on.
All right, no new going on. Hey, Chris is going to join us for the show, but I figured before we bring out our guest, I figured maybe we could have Chris do a little update about how his things are going, going in DC and how he's rumbling with Washington. So here we go, our man, We the People, Chris is coming out. I'm going to step aside.
How's it going, guys? My name's Chris. So right now, we're getting a little background. Let's see. Let me go ahead and mute that real quick, and I don't hear myself.
No, Chris, go ahead. That was a Herbert issue, not yours.
You got that fixed? Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Anyways, my name's Chris. I am the founder of We the People Advocates out of Oceanside, California. Right now, I'm at Washington, D.C., organizing. We hope to be a massive protest over at the Capitol coming next week. So inviting everybody to come out and join us. Feel free to get a hold of me on Facebook. I've got a few accounts. We the People versus Tyranny. I've got Christabel Archer. Archer's my dog, and Christabel Griffin. On all of those, you can see the videos of the work that we've done so far. And then, if you want to join us, the best way to reach us is reach me by phone, 904-325-2545. And I'll give you some information on how you can get involved and help out and join us here in Washington, D.C. We really need to put an end to all of this corruption and child theft, this child trafficking that's happening. There is no excuse that these things are continuing to happen after all of these years. We know the truth. And, we the people have to come together and end it. So we are in a crisis right now. People are asking, why is your flag upside down? Because we are in distress. We the people are most certainly in distress right now. Children are being stolen away from their parents on a daily basis. And it is absolutely disgusting that these things are allowed to continue. The only way, we keep looking for courts and judges and law enforcement agencies, all of these governmental entities to help us and prosecute these crimes. But it's going to take we the people to stand up and do it. So, I'm encouraging everyone, especially all of you big minds and those of you with big ideas on ways that we can correct these things and get some justice for these victims and get these children back home. So, all of you, I'm encouraging every one of you to get in touch with me so that we can talk about these things and work and deliberate on these things. But we really need to do it in person. We need all these advocates to come together in one place so that we can deliberate, strategize, and execute a final exit strategy to end this once and for all. We, the people, are done.
That is the truth, man. Are you seeing any resistance so far in your early days of your protests?
Man, I got tackled by not really. I guess I was beaten down by 6 officers at the Lincoln Memorial back on the 8th of June. Yesterday, I went to the Capitol, and at the Capitol, I was surrounded by 15 officers at one point, and then 2 officers towed away my car, or tried to. Thankfully, we had a wonderful tow truck driver, and he gave us a ride around the corner and gave us our car back. So, we're still here fighting, still got a car. But, the thing is, they can do these things when it's just a few of us, but when we've got a massive gathering, we're so strong. We're an unstoppable force. And the fact is there's so many victims, there's so many parents, there's so many people, adults now, who've aged out of the system, that at this point, there's so many of us. We really need to come together in one place and take a stand. We really do.
I keep telling people that I think that the people that have CPS in their lives are the least overlooked voter group that there is, but I'm pretty sure that we are the largest and strongest. I mean, we are a child a minute a day is taken into custody. So let's just do the math at 2 parents, not a child a day. I'm sorry, I said a child a minute. It's supposed to be. I don't know if I said a child a day. It's a child a minute. So that means 2 parents and a child every minute are being affected by CPS, not to mention grandparents, brothers, uncles, nieces, nephews, friends, all of that stuff. So we have a huge outpouring and a huge say in this stuff. If we would just, all get together, band together, get rid of the ideology of being the biggest leader or your group's being the one, and just be a group. And if we all just, as I say, pack it up, then we would all be together and we'd be showing them this stuff. But, it's you in Washington. And, then, okay, so here's going to come another group. They're going to put another banner up next to you. Just come with your bodies, people. Just show your support in the masses. Don't worry about, I'm with this person and I'm with that person. Just show up, because all of that will work itself out. We're here to stop these people from stealing our kids, from forcing our families to be broken up. And it's just absolutely disgusting, man. I'm proud of you for doing what you're doing. We stand behind you. I mean, it's just freaking awesome that's what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to stop until, I've got my kids back in my arms and we don't have any more victims. So, we have got to end this. The amount of children being stolen every day is absolutely appalling. And every day that goes by that we haven't ended this, we've failed. We failed the children of America every day that goes by. So we have got to stand up. We have got to rise, and we have got to end these injustices for children once and for all. We can't allow more victims. We can't let this machine keep stealing kids and selling them for sex and labor and medical science. It's absolutely disgusting. And I understand, yes, we feel weak. We feel weakened because we've been oppressed by these people, and they've belittled us, and they've used mind control tactics to try and hurt us and bring us down. And they put us in these terrible depression. They've ripped away our heart and our soul, the love of our life. They've taken this from us, and it's very demeaning, and it's very degrading, and it's very painful. But our children need us to just take that last little bit of strength that we have in us and fight back for the greater good. As long as we continue to battle these battles as individual people and not as a we the people, we're going to continue to lose. So we have to gather, we have to demand that we are not going to take it anymore. Now, I've asked for a special appearance before Congress, and we're going to be going down to the senators' offices this week and demanding to these senators that we have a special appearance before Congress, and that's what we're going to be working on right now.
That's awesome, man. Well, whatever we can do, we will do that for you, faux show. No doubt about it. Melissa, what's your thoughts on all of this?
Well, I know that Connie's crew has some people coming out this weekend to start part of the stuff, and then there's another organization coming out, and it's all aiming to be around pretty much trying to get all the organizations together for a 4th of July, essentially protest for the children. I think it's a great idea. It'd be nice if more parents would be willing to stand up and fight, you know. Realistically, you almost have to look to the families where the kids have died in care. And, you know, they're spiteful and hateful and they want the system to end at all costs. You almost have to look to them for help because the parents themselves that are still fighting are so terrified that their voices are going unheard.
Right.
And, you know, there's a very old saying, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And if these parents don't start squeaking, it just makes it harder to help them. You know, on a daily basis, I have parents come to me and they want a miracle cure.
Right,
And
right.
I tell them, I can put this document together, I can put that document together, I can give them the things to argue their constitution in the court properly, get things heard, make records, and then the people don't have enough oomph behind them to stand there and defend the documents that they're begging for.
Right.
And it's bad when you have to tell a parent, you know, when you're ready to stand up and fight for your kid because you're supposed to be that kid's hero, you know, then call me. I'll help you. Till then, you know, you can sit here and keep whining, but it don't fix anything.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's just this is especially, and this is what I was just thinking of when you guys were saying that. You know, parents that don't have your kids, listen, there's no better way than to join our fight for your kids to have record that you didn't not love them, that, you know, whatever the foster parents were saying to you, it's a falsity. You didn't give up your kids because you didn't care about them. You didn't give up your kids because you didn't love them. You didn't give up your kids, period. They took you. You know, and what better way to put on record that you fought against this thing the entire time, trying to get back to your child, than to do events like this and to be a part of these things. That way your kids can actually look back through history, do a Google search of their parents' name, and see that, oh my God, my mom and my dad did love me and they did want me my whole life. And, you know, I was ripped away from the system, not what these people told me. Like, there's what better way than that to see you in action and doing that stuff. And the other thing is this, Chris, the American flag upside down, man. I'm going to tell you something. I never in my entire freaking life would have even thought twice about flying, meaning thinking twice about it, not on a good decision, but on a bad decision. That's like the ultimate fuck you to this country. And let me tell you something, it deserves it to the utmost degree right now for what they've done to the children. Everywhere I have their flags upside down. My father would be rolling over in his grave right now, but he would understand that this system that he served for all of his life for, that he put his life on the line for, my brother on the line for, that I've tried to, all of us in my family. But you know what? They did not put their lives on the line to fucking kidnap our kids. That is not what they were giving their lives up for. So to put that flag upside down is completely deserving, completely worth it. And I think that even the troops would guarantee and agree that they are not fighting for kidnapping of our children in this country.
And we are asking all of these military officers to join us in this battle. They took an oath to defend us against domestic enemies. And right now we need them to fulfill that oath and stand up for we the people, because children are being stolen every day. We know the truth. We know what's happening and it needs to end. We need our military to step in and intervene. Every single one of these branches of government is aware of the situation, and any one of them could stop it at any time, but they're very obviously all in on it. And now, military, I'm telling you right now, if you're not in on it, then you should be helping us. This affects your children and the future of our entire society.
I agree. And then the people that does is tonight we got our guest Corey here. Wait till you hear this story, Chris. This is, I hope you stick around with us, man. This guy, Corey, him and his family have been fighting for a damn long time. But I'm going to let him tell what's going on with his place. Corey, come on down. Hey, Corey, how we doing?
what, 2 years now? Over 2 years?
2.5.
2.5 years it's been, and a lot of money, a lot of aggravation. I'm finally home with my girls, my wife.
Finally.
We did what we had to do, but like I said, there was a lot of blunders on their part, and now it's time to strike. We're going after them. We're gonna
tell everybody what's going on, Corey. What did you do?
There were a lot of illegal things that they did throughout the entire case, and unfortunately, our judge in Wyoming County, New York, where I don't know where you guys are, but the judge went right along with every single thing, and clearly illegal things. I mean, like, our families have like backed away from us because they think we're like doing something wrong. Because the stories we're telling them, they're like, they can't do that. That's illegal. These things are happening to us and have happened to us this whole time.
We've had to like educate ourselves in law and in how these people work. I mean, because I don't even have a criminal record. I've never even been arrested in my life.
We had no idea what our rights were, what could happen to us, our kids. We had no.
What happened?
Basically, we had brand new babies, and I think they were after them. I mean, we got good-looking little girls.
I mean, they fabricated drug tests like through like county hospitals when I had my daughter. The stories we could tell you are, and they're insane. Like, I would have never thought
it's like a
things
movie
were allowed to happen, and the judge just goes right along with it. And if they see, like, they took notice that we were coming after them and we were not backing away from them, and they would just come at us harder with more things.
What was the basis? What started this whole thing to begin with?
My mother. Actually, the whole case was based on hearsay. From argument we were in ongoing with
family
her.
Argument, basically.
And she worked. We live in a small county, and she worked for the hospital here. There's one hospital for her entire career, and knew about every cop and social worker in the county. And we had our middle daughter 2.5 years ago, and I had CPS in our hospital room 2 days after I had her, and they took both of our kids then. We have another daughter now, and they placed them with my mom for a few months. And
the mom said we were fighting all the time.
Yeah,
we were.
We were doing it was nonsense.
They had us
there was no
basically drugged out, beating each other to death, and that was not even
typical American family.
All lies.
Typical American family.
Yeah, but it was all. It wasn't real, and they like believed her just because she said so, and it was
this is now 2.5 years later though, and we're still not done.
And now the mother-in-law is even like, what the hell's going on now?
I mean, now she is even like,
she realized how much she screwed up. And
so basically everything had happened to these guys. Corey had been removed from the home, domestic violence. They took the kids, the whole nine. But now, 2.5 years later, guess what? Corey's back in his house.
Yeah.
The kids are back home, right? Kids are home.
Yeah,
that's damn right. These guys have fought this system, and they're winning, and they're coming at them with a vengeance.
We were educating ourselves, and
we had to be. You have to be informed. I mean, like you were saying, to fight for your kids by going to these events, and I completely agree with what you're saying. But for people like us, we've never had anything like this happen to us. We do not neglect our kids. We love our kids. And so many people are out there who do not have a clue of what this organization is capable of. They're inhumane people.
Yeah, they're completely inhumane.
I mean, we just spent over 1.5 years where we couldn't see our children together.
Yeah, they kept us apart. That's what my first attorney told us. The one we paid $7-8 grand or whatever. He said they're going to separate you guys, so be prepared. We're like, what do you mean?
If he had this visitation, I wasn't allowed to be here. It was insane, the thing they laid out.
Well, the first visitation I had with my kids in 4 months. I hadn't seen them in 4 months. The first visitation I had was in a CPS room
like
under a
conference
camera
room.
on the
It
floor
was
with my
weird.
brand new
So,
baby. I was
Yeah.
sitting on the floor with my
Darren,
brand new baby.
Yeah. What's the
Darren,
purpose of
the
this separating?
reason they go out of their way to really separate you guys like that, is one, by proving an instability, you meet the criteria for extenuating circumstance. The more that they can prove that you're unstable, that they can argue that there's domestic, that there ain't. You know, it's harder for a person to support a household in a
Oh yeah,
single family. All of those
absolutely.
are the little things that they do so that they can better argue extenuating circumstance. That helps
Yeah.
them meet their
Yep.
grounds to
You're
terminate.
behind on your rent. You don't. Yeah. Oh, they tried to do it to me.
They
'Cause
tried. If my wife wouldn't have been on disability, because she has a disability, if she wouldn't have been on disability, our children would have been gone.
yeah, I mean, Corey and I are.
I know that.
We have a business together. We do interior
Actually, we would have
remodeling.
probably been we would have been on the lam, because that wouldn't
Yeah,
have
if
happened.
I wouldn't have had that, I mean, our business is
Where?
halted
All right.
completely.
All right. So where is it? So they tried to separate the family.
Yeah.
They moved Corey out of the house. The kids went to the grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And then what took place? And then as far as the jeopardy went, what did they say you guys were doing to your kids? Why were they saying that your kids were unsafe?
We had an argument,
Because,
and we were fighting
we
physically.
we failed
physically
to
fighting,
keep
they
the
said.
kids. We failed to keep them safe because we were. They said we were physically fighting in front of them. They said that you tried
Were
to.
you?
Yeah, they
stab
said I
me
was
or
drunk.
something.
They said
The
I was
whole-
drunk all the time, and I was going to stab
They
everybody
went,
with a knife.
they went to our daughter's
nice.
school without us knowing, and then showed up here with no paperwork whatsoever. Made him leave the house. We didn't know what we were being charged with or anything for 3 weeks until we went to
Yeah,
court.
we had no idea what was going
We
on.
had no idea what was going on.
But mind you, our ACD that we had for the first initial problem with the mother-in-law was up in 3 days, so they needed to extend it.
They
So
had 3 days.
they had 3 days until court, and then here you go, bam! They smashed me with that, and I'm homeless.
So then we
and it's
go
like,
to
oh
court
my
and we
God.
get like this bogus thing of all this stuff they said our daughter said. She's 11 years old. It was completely. We know she would never say this stuff.
It was actually
well,
laughable.
but guys, you have to understand. They will tell a kid because they did this to my daughter. They will tell a kid, well, if you say your parents did this, then we can get you home quicker because we can get them help and you'll be allowed to go home quicker.
Oh yes,
yeah,
exactly right.
So that's a lot of what they do is they coerce the kid to say that you've done these things because they'll let the kid come home quicker, which of course is all a big ruse.
Yeah.
Well, our daughter told
Right.
us, she was beside herself.
Our daughter.
What
Say
were
the
they? What
things
did
they
they
said,
say?
and
What did they?
it just
What was
sucked
their?
for her, 'cause
What was their?
She's just a
What did they
kid.
say
she
that
was only
you
10
said?
years old at the time.
Because what did they say that your daughter had said about you guys, or what was she saying?
That we got into a fight,
yes.
and I was hitting her. She was hitting
holding one of the babies.
All right, one at a time.
And
One at a
then
time.
I was drunk,
One
and
at
I
a
was
time,
going to
guys.
stab people. I mean, it
Yeah,
was
it was crazy.
it was really whacked out, and obviously it wasn't. None of it was true.
Our daughter ended up telling the caseworkers though that they lied because they.
Yeah, she told them right to their
She
face
said,
that
"You
they
guys
were liars,
are
and
liars.
she
I
wouldn't
didn't
talk to
say
them
any of those
again."
things, and I don't want to ever talk to you again."
Wow, that's crazy. Now, we always talk about the dad getting removed. I'm sorry. What is your wife's name again? I'm sorry.
Kelly. Yes.
Kelly. Yeah, that's what I thought. Kelly, what was it like for you to have your whole family just removed from you? You have no kids, no husband, no anything, besides from a lot of people in their dreams going, "Oh my God, this would be my amazing dream." Except for, but not in this circumstance. What was it like to just be torn away and just be alone now?
It
your
was
mother
crazy
gone,
because in the beginning, I mean, you just are consumed with guilt. Like, how did this happen? Your whole life is, and it's scary. Like I said, never having any of this go on before. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't have your kids. My husband's gone. I mean, and luckily, our lawyer got our kids back within a few months. Corey has had to stay out of the house this entire 2.5 years.
Wow.
I have been taking care of our 3 girls without, I mean, not without him, but we aren't allowed to see them. We weren't allowed to see them together. This pretty much this whole time. So financially, I mean, he did what he could, but it was hard. I mean, we've been a very close family, you know, and doing everything together, and to not have that anymore. I mean, you know,
someone's gonna pay for this. That's all I know.
It really, like I was having like full-blown panic attacks. I mean, just you cry yourself to sleep because after a while you just get the feeling, what are they gonna do next? Because you have
no chance of having any good feeling because you're afraid it's just gonna be taken from you.
It's been like that. I mean, literally, I feel we're so educated on this now.
Like I said, when Kel filed those motions, you know, we thought we had a leg up.
I had it prepared, guys. I mean,
it was solid.
It was,
and
they
didn't even look at it.
Hear us.
They didn't even look at it, and they were legitimate motions. We filed them with their clerk.
It's just so, and they're like,
where are you guys at? Where are you guys at now in the grand scheme of the court hearings? Like, you've gone to your jeopardies. Like, where is it at? What court?
We have to go back one. We go back one more time in August, and that's it. Our ACD is up September 8th, and they're going to drop we each have a neglect charge. They're going to drop them.
Yeah, this is all for a neglect charge.
1 neglect charge, yes. 2.5 years.
2.5 years over $20,000.
Yeah.
Heck, at least you're getting away cheap. There's a lot of families out here. There's a lot of families out here that are putting out hundreds of thousands, and they're getting no results.
I can't even imagine.
I believe it.
They lost their house. They got your car repoed, right?
We were we lost a car, and we were broke in the first 6 months. So we're not rich or nothing.
Yeah, once we ran out of money, they kind of.
We were riding on these.
Our lawyer was like, "I can't defend you anymore."
Yeah, he basically bailed
pretty much quit.
He laid down like a dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was pretty bad.
And I'll tell you what, this guy had solid credentials, and when we first met him, he was
a CPS
privy to tell us
attorney.
about it, and he just
watch out for those titles.
He buried us he buried us deeper than we needed to be. I mean, for what I paid him, I was pissed. I called him out. I flipped out on him.
Well, it kind of shows you, like, we had a balance that we owe him. We never have gotten a bill. I think that shows that he knew he screwed
we
us
still
over.
owed him money. We still owed him money. He didn't even call us for it. He don't care because he knew it. Either they paid him or
not to use this guy.
What? Pardon?
Do you want to put his name out there so everybody is beware of this person?
Actually, he's gonna be involved in the case for sure, and I'm gonna leave it for that. I'm gonna leave it for the other attorney because the complaint will be filed with the bar for him for sure because, you know, theft of services. He didn't do nothing for us. We paid him $7,000. You know, I mean, he should have done something. I mean,
no, you'd be surprised.
Never even involved in the case. In the beginning of this, I wasn't even involved. It had nothing to do with me.
Sure what? That was. I don't know.
You would be surprised how little $7,000 gets you with these attorneys because they know that you're desperate. They know that you're desperate for your children. Yes. I had an attorney. I paid him $10,000. He filed his appearance. 4 months later, he asked me for $10,000 more, and he filed a withdrawal. And he never filed a motion. He never wrote anything. He never nothing.
It's like you got sucker written on your forehead to these people because they know they can tell the difference of the people who want their kids and who don't. I mean,
but that's not up to them to decide. If you're paying them, they should be producing.
They do though.
They're obligated to do what's right.
Honestly,
you know, and
I think they're all.
That's not true.
Well, here's the thing. My wife and I were doing his secretary work for him. I mean, we're taking care of his shit.
Hold on, time out, Melissa. What's the attorney's first obligation?
It is Jurisprudence Secundum, Volume 7, Section 66. The attorney's first duty is to the court if the court is in conflict with the client.
That's right.
Wow.
They are not sworn to you. Their duty is to the court, and they are sworn to the Bar Association, and the judge is a member of the Bar Association. It's a conspiracy against rights.
About how we got paid.
18 USC 241 and 18 USC 242. Deprivations of rights under color of law and conspiracy against rights. These are codified crimes that are being committed against we the people on a daily basis by police officers, judges, attorneys, and these state agents on a constant basis like every second of every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, and what are you gonna do when that's your lawyer? That's your like one hope to having your life back. I mean, and they know that, and it's wrong. It's just
they do. They take advantage of people. The entire thing is a scheme. The Bar Association has been working to deprive us of our rights and steal our rights away and slave us. They're literally in the business of slavery, these attorneys, and they know it, and we don't know it. And the reason why they don't teach us law in school is because the law, this legal system, which is not lawful by any means, it's this legal system is absolutely unlawful, and it is an extension of slavery.
You are so right. That is
slavery.
Exactly
as soon as you step inside a courtroom, you find out that you are a slave.
Yes.
And honestly, to add to that, when you get involved with CPS, your case is broken from the day it started. Right. Your case is broken and damn near hopeless. There is no light at the end of the tunnel when you get tied in with them. So if it's that broken, you cannot break it trying to fix it. Don't stand behind someone who is going to charge you $300 an hour to fix it, and he's going to do a half-ass attempt because he's got to worry about pissing off the judge, because when he pisses off the judge, he's going to lose his license. No matter how good his ethics are, if he does his job like he should, he will lose his license. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So the best thing you can do is ask questions of an attorney, but stand on your own 2 feet and fight for yourself, because that's the only way you get a good outcome.
That's what we started doing.
I think we got farther after he quit with the crappy public defenders they assigned us, because they wouldn't do anything. They might as well have worked for CPS.
Well, they do. They do. Public
That's what we're trying to tell you.
Are paid by the state. The CPS is paid by the state. The judge is paid by the state. The entire thing is a conflict of interest on its face. It is a
their legal advice was for us to just. Their legal advice was just do what they want. That was it.
That's not legal advice. That's
not legal. Speaking of paid by the state. Tomorrow, Darren, we're going to have the foster parent whistleblower on, and she's going to break down the fee schedule of what the guardians are getting paid, what fosters are getting paid, how much the department's getting paid per day, how much per diem's going to the judges, because she has it all broke down. You know, she was saying that for each day the child was in care, for a no-needs child, just a basic, healthy kid, the department's getting paid $110 a day. She was getting $32 a day. The guardian ad litem was getting $250 a day as long as she did nothing. And the judge is getting $250 a day. And she was going into all of it and breaking it down to how their fee schedule works and how each doctor's appointment increases the money that the department gets, but the foster don't get any extra money for the kids that need extra help. It's just the department raking in this extra.
Now, in Florida, at least, I know for a fact that the children who are they call them therapeutic foster children. And when they have a diagnosis, which they eventually give all the children a diagnosis, because all the children are being abused, and then they drug them to try and get them to comply with their abuse.
But, the child she had was considered medically fragile. The child she had was considered medically fragile with lung conditions. And he literally has to be on respirators all the time. She had him for 19 months. And she was getting like $800 a month to meet all of his medical needs. They weren't giving him good enough insurance to get his care done. And because she said something and spoke out that this kid literally almost died from respiratory arrest due to his lung disorder. They took a court order, ripped the kid out of her house, and as far as she knows at this point, she thinks the child could even possibly be dead somewhere.
Oh my God.
And the kid's been gone 2 weeks, but that's how medically fragile this kid was. And she's had him since birth. And she was approved to adopt him. Everything was approved for that to end up being her son. And because she said he needed more medical care, they stole the child and treated her like they treat us.
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, the good foster parents don't last very long. They really don't. You know, I actually got a story the other day. I was talking to a foster mom who had a child there who ended up being sent off to a bad home. They took the kids away. She managed to get one of them back, I think. But the other one, the daughter, she ended up going to some sex traffickers. And so, you know, that was when she heard of them, and she's been fighting for this little girl for 2 years.
Man.
I don't know how you could mentally deal with that. Like knowing that your child, I would be in prison. People would be murdered.
I'll go on the other side of the law with that.
I mean, how could you? I just thank God. I thank God that we didn't deal with our children.
We're on our knees many nights. I believe God had a hand in all of this in every single way, but I also believe what my wife said, education is key, law is key. We need to know what's going on.
People don't know that they're making
the young
money
lady
from
just
this.
said about the
fees and all that. People do not know this.
People don't know that. They need to know it, and it needs to be put out there.
It needs to be out there. I mean, to be known. That is just disgusting. It's foul. Right. And I think that even people who have not been involved in CPS, if they knew that fact, they would stand up and
they're going to stand up, right, and they're going to be on a better prepared for when this stuff does come down to fight.
What's the point of our legal system if our own judges are getting fees?
Well, this is the thing. It's not it's this legal system is completely unlawful. So, you know, they created this system of statutes, codes, and ordinances for the purposes of generating revenue and slaves for the states. This is literally their purpose. The 13th Amendment, it defines slavery along with imprisonment. Prisoners are slaves since the 13th Amendment was ratified in 1865. So that put our states and the courts in the business of slavery. And so in order to expand the business, you have to have more people, you know, more assets in order to exploit, more assets to exploit for your cash scheme. And their cash scheme is exploiting people for profit. And so, you know, but these courts have expanded their reach way beyond anything that ever could possibly be within our law. You know, law as in God's law, the golden rule. You know, we're not dealing with that right here. These are statutes, codes, and ordinances so that they can increase the amount of slaves that they have. And these state agencies are also in the business of slavery. Our governors, every governor in every state is a slave master. All right. And ever since the 13th Amendment was ratified, the Confederacy won. And that's how each one of these states, each one of these governors is now a slave master. All right. And these slave masters don't care if it's an adult or a child. They just need more slaves for their slave systems where they steal people from wherever they're at and they exploit them in every possible way that they can. And we, the people, cannot stand for it anymore. We're done. We're done. We know the truth.
Yes.
I do not comply.
Right.
That needs to be the motto that we all have. We all
right. I do not comply. You're absolutely right, man.
And when we band together, we can band together and we can grow in number. And with enough of us, we can go take these kids back by force. Now, we've been asking our government officials, we've been telling our government officials what's going on, and they don't care. They know, and they don't care. That means they're part of it. So we, the people, have got to rise up, and we have got to say, no, we're done. We're not doing this anymore. We have to be a people instead of a person. We have to be a people gathered together, like-minded, and say, no, you do not know better than us. All right. We know what's right for our children. We want to keep our children safe. Our children deserve to be safe, and they don't deserve to be exploited for money, medical science, for sex, for labor. This shit is happening everywhere. We know it's happening. The Congress knows it's happening. They talk about it in open Congress. But when they do that, they don't arrest the criminals who they know are responsible.
Yes.
Right.
Why aren't these people being arrested?
Exactly.
Why aren't these people being prosecuted? And why aren't these kids being returned home?
That's right.
Right. Where
Because we the people aren't doing it.
Exactly.
We cannot ask the government to stop their illegal actions. They don't give a shit. They're making money off of it. These people are collecting fat salaries, pensions, benefits. They have great credit. They get to live in nice houses, have nice retirements. We don't get that because they stole our kids, and they have all of that because they stole our kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
These
yeah.
CPS
Amen.
workers are like cherry picking these kids though for these adoption parents.
They know exactly what they're doing.
It's disgusting. It just infuriates me. I didn't.
What do you think they're doing in the
stuff.
schools now? Listen, they were just, and I don't know if you guys saw it on Monday night, but Josie was just saying Monday night that now in Canada, the school kids from kindergarten to, let's say, grade 5, that if that kid misbehaves or falls out of line or whatever, it gets so many knocked points on their routine or whatever there is, however you discipline at age, kindergarten to age 5, that after so many marks against that child, the DPG comes in and now it's up to them what happens and how your child is disciplined. And that's just in Canada, people. That's right over the bridge from us. Most of us entirety. It's not too long because CPS is already working its way into the schools in our country.
Yeah.
They're giving them these bullcrap terms saying it's some sort of a liaison or whatever.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, they're implanting CPS into these schools.
Oh, they
so
are.
They can look at little Joe Blow Joe over here and little Mary Sue over here, and the person that's looking for a child can say, I want a blonde-haired, blue-eyed little boy, and all of a sudden, little Johnny Rip over here is blonde-haired, blue-eyed. He's going to get in trouble 5 times so that CPS can come and take that friggin' kid. That's all that they're doing.
They keep selling children. They literally snatch them out of their schools, off of their buses, and out of their beds in the middle of the night, and they steal them away, and they never see their parents again. It's absolutely disgusting. We've got
Why
to
is it
stop
so hard to beat these people in court? Think about it.
They're all in on it.
Well,
Right.
not only that, but you got to also look at how they're picking the kids. They're picking the kids because everyone runs down to jump in the welfare line, so they know that you are a lower income family and you can't afford to fight them.
But I mean,
So
it
your
happens-
kids are easier to snatch.
It isn't easy. That is a vulnerability, but there are many ways that make you vulnerable to your child being taken. So it's not just CPS. I mean, these schemes run through every facet of the courts. The criminal courts, once they steal a parent away, then they take the child. The family courts, when there's an abusive parent, they often put the child with the abusive parent and remove the parent who's safe, and then extort that parent for every dollar they ever had. So, and it's all of these courts, the dependency courts, the family courts, these criminal courts, all of them are unlawful. They're all committing crimes against we the people, and we're all victims of it. And if you don't think that you're a victim of it, you're a victim of it in another way, which is the extortion, because they absolutely steal from us. They steal from our labor. We're being taxed to absolute death anyway, on top of the fact that they're stealing children. So if it's not the fact that your children are being stolen away by the corrupt system, or that you're being falsely imprisoned and having hours, months, days, years of your life taken away, then it's because of the extortion. The reason why you aren't a victim of that, because they're extorting you for enough money. And it's absolutely, the whole system is absolutely ridiculous. You can't end it. You definitely can, but it's going to take we the people to say we've had enough and we're not doing it anymore. There are some good ideas, and there's some really smart thinkers like myself who've got great ideas on how we can completely fix this. But what we're going to have to do is we're going up against an enemy that's they're not as big as they want us to think they are, and they're not as powerful as we are. So, anybody who thinks, oh my goodness, my almighty government.
Well, they're not as smart. I mean, they don't know their own policies. They don't know their own rules.
They don't care.
And if we band together, we can outsmart them at every front.
Oh, we do. We can. But again, fighting as individual persons instead of fighting as we the people only leads to our own peril. We have to band together to be strong. We are strong in numbers. We are weak alone. And we see
Well,
it
here,
every
Chris, we'll do
time.
this. Here we call it backing it up, buddy. Back it up, baby. Get us all together.
We have to.
Yep.
I have a bus in Florida right now, and people are in Florida right now trying to, organize the what to do with the bus and how to get the bus to people who need to get to DC. So I've got a bus in Florida. It's sitting there waiting for whoever wants to drive it and start picking people up and bringing them here.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, let's go get a big stick. We'll get this big, wrap that baby just in something like this. Just pack it up, get the people on the bus.
So it's got the Stop Child Abuse plate on it. It needs a little something for the sides. It's got big sign holders. So I'm sure we can make something to throw in.
And I'll bet you that we can get people to probably kick in a few bucks to take the places on those signs too, right?
Well, that's the idea. If we have the bus, then people can split the gas and we can fill it up with a bunch of people and all here.
My wife and I do professional signs.
Awesome.
Oh, perfect.
Buy anything you want.
Sweet.
Perfect. Did you hear that, Brenda? Professional sign makers.
Yeah, we need that. We've got a protest going on here. We started this strike back in the first of this month.
Hey,
we're still here.
I redid your Nancy Schaefer. Well, because you wanted that Nancy Schaefer shirt and a T-shirt. Melissa said. Wait till you see what I did with it. Hold on, I'm gonna show you what the new one looks like. Give me 1 second. That doesn't. It'll take me a second to pull it up here. Let me see.
I'm really excited about the Nancy Schaefer shirt.
Yeah, this is.
I talk about it all the time.
I'm not gonna lie. I got one for myself too because I was pretty impressed with it. How it came out. So I will be also rocking that.
I want to make a stripped down version of the Nancy Schaefer shirt, one where it doesn't say her name, and have it say I am proud of what I live for, and that way, because I want to wear it to my visits. I want to wear it into the department and have someone say, "Oh, did you know that person?" And then I get to tell them the story about how Nancy Schaefer spoke out against CPS corruption.
That's awesome. We will get you that shirt. We will get you that one. Hold on, I'm just loading it up here so you can see this. Because and then I'll put it up here too, so you guys can also purchase one if you guys choose. But this is come on, baby.
Now, I'm totally here to support the cause in any way that I can, and I hope we all feel that way. So,
I mean, that's what, listen, Melissa and I talk about this all the time. It's not about, listen, would I love to be the #1 talk show host person in the world? Sure would, man. It's never going to happen, but it sure would be cool. But not on this platform, not here, not for this. You know what I mean? This is for, look, if there's someone better at this and more whatever than I am, please call us up. Take my spot, man, and blast off with your people. You know what I mean? But we'll still all work together. I don't care as long as we reach more people, more voices here, more ears, and more children are coming home. I don't care if you call us turd pilots, man. Just please get these kids away from this and get these kids back to having a bright future, a happy future, every day where they can be a freaking kid, not have to worry about all this other crap. I mean, that's what I want.
I experienced foster care myself. And I can tell you from experience, when I was in there, I was in over 30 homes. And during that period of time, I found well over 30 abusers. So in that period of time, I realized that and I'm not saying that every foster parent is bad, because I know that they exist. I just wasn't lucky enough to find one until the end. But it took over 30 homes to finally find a foster parent who actually treated me like a human being. And I have to tell you, these other homes that I was in, it was absolutely disgusting. The conditions I was in, with roaches and holes in the wall, and with children just piled on top of each other, 8, 10 in a house. And these foster parents are collecting all this money. And back then they had locks on the refrigerators and the cabinets. I don't know if they're doing that everywhere still, but I made it illegal. I went down to the Capitol and I pushed for a bill to be passed to get those locks removed from those cabinets and refrigerators.
Did you really? That's your doing?
That was me back when I was 17. It was a long time ago. But and I feel like when I was 17, I got those locks off of those cabs and refrigerators, and we actually created a system in Florida where children, when they got out of a foster home, if they got moved to a new placement, there's supposed to be a checks and balances system where the child is given a survey after anytime they move to another placement, where they can write down if there was any type of abuse that was occurring, anything that would be alarming, and why they thought they left. And then they created a position where somebody was supposed to read that. And then if there was something going on, they were supposed to act upon it. Now, I created that, and that was part of the bill amendment that got passed and signed unanimously in Florida. But obviously, it wasn't effective enough. So I'm back here for this fight, to fight for these children again, because I did not finish the task at hand. I gave these corrupt government actors an opportunity to exploit these children even more, and I'm disappointed in myself. But you know what? I was ignorant. I thought that these people were
damn fine job.
They had me fooled.
You know, you've done a damn fine job. Whether it's 1 or 1,000, the fact that you are putting yourself out there, the way that you're putting out there, the fact that you are willing to do this for an unselfish cause, you know. That's amazing. Very commendable, dude.
I completely
everybody
agree.
The same thing, you know, like we could be unstoppable.
Yeah, my children were taken by the family courts, but the CPS, they turned around and came into the family court proceedings, and they used my foster care history as an excuse to keep my kids from being in my life. And so this is how they affect us generationally. So if they take your kids into foster care, whether they take your kids into foster care or whether you get a divorce, they take your kids from you. So regardless, it becomes generational. Now, my kids don't have their dad. Guess what? They're more likely to not be able to parent their own children. And this becomes a generational cycle of children who are not able to have one or both parents in their life. These are these emotionally damaged children who were taken away from their parents, their family, everyone they know, their friends, their neighborhoods, all of their security suddenly without any warning or cause in their eyes. Because if you're a good parent, most of these kids, and this is the thing that I noticed being in foster care, most of the kids in foster care had no idea why they were in there. And nobody ever asked them if the situation they were in now was better than the situation they came from. And don't get me wrong, some of those kids, they needed something else. But if they weren't flooding the foster care system with all these kids who didn't need to be taken away, then there would be more better parents to be able to take care of those who actually needed it.
Agreed, 100%.
And more money for that cause.
Mm-hmm. Not only for the cause, but more money for the families that need the money to get reunified.
Well, that's what we need to change.
No,
that's what we need to change. Yeah, when these children are taken away, that should be the very last resort. There should be nothing else that could possibly be done to protect this child in that case. Yeah. And that's simply not what's happening here. And because that's simply not what's happening, that's a violation of Amendment 1 of the United States Constitution.
Yeah,
it's a violation of Amendment 1. And Amendment 1, that talks about our sovereign rights, those inalienable rights given to us by our Creator. And to strip away our family is to strip away Amendment 1. Our children were given to us by our Creator. That was our gift from our Creator. And these people have violated our rights by stealing away these children, violating Amendment 1 of the Constitution of the United States of America.
Yep.
Amen.
It's crazy.
And our sovereign law. So, that said, these are criminals. We're dealing with criminals, and this is a massive criminal conspiracy that's being orchestrated by members of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Bar Association, the Blue Wall of Silence, and these state agencies. They are all in on it. They all know what's going on. We've reported it to all of them. We've all been reporting it to every single administrative agency, every single law enforcement agency. And you know what? None of them are getting us any justice. So you know what that means? That means we, the people, have got to rise. We've got to say no. We've got to fight back. And that's what I'm
going to do it. Yeah.
Amen, dude. Amen to that. Yeah, that's for damn sure.
We can't
Kelly, what do you guys say about all this that you're hearing? Like, how do you feel about it? And
I believe that there's many parts to a good, well-oiled machine, man. And what like you're saying, everybody has something to contribute to this.
Yes.
I think that's how this has to go, and it can't go any other way. Obviously,
it's just heartbreaking, though. I mean, these kids are just to be damaged like that as a child.
This is my daughter right here. This is Violet.
This is our oldest daughter. It's just it can't. They'll never be the same again.
Never.
And I mean that their whole identity is it's stolen and.
And there's permanent brain damage that happens as well. There's going to be psychological studies done on all of us.
Yes, you're right.
So, I mean, the next generation is just completely shot.
If
there's going to be a next
allow this to happen, there's not going to be a future for humanity. So we have got to stand up and end this now.
It there is no other choice.
It's all a part of them destroying the family unit, the mother, father.
Well, it's to weaken our society, lower our population. So those elitists who or those people who feel like they're elitists, but they're really just criminals masquerading as public servants. But it's so that these criminals who are in charge can continue to maintain the control they have. They have to weaken us against them. They have to make us live in fear. So they target specifically a lot of times people who are intelligent, who are free thinking, who are leaders, people who are actually speaking out against the corruption and are recognizing that the injustices that are occurring. People who, like myself, in my case, I spoke out against corruption at a young age and I ended up getting some shit done. Well, that getting shit done led to official corruption directly affecting my life. And I started being gang stalked by police officers shortly after getting bills passed in the House and the Senate unanimously. And so, if I would have taken that job that I was offered by Senator Marco Rubio, then I probably wouldn't be in this situation now. But I would have been so wrapped up in that indoctrination, I don't know if I would have ever been able to get out of it. So I'm thankful I said no to that job. But at the same time, we now that we know, we've broken it all down. We recognize the truths. The truths are we the people have been lied to. We have been indoctrinated into believing that we live in a system of freedom and justice, that we live in a system where there is justice for the people when they become victims of crime. But in fact, what we've come to find out is that the people in those positions of power who should be enforcing our rights and enforcing the law are instead violating our rights, violating the law so that they can exploit us for their generational prosperity off of our generational destruction. And I say, fuck you. Straight up. I am not down for it at all. Arm up. Let's fucking go. I'm so sick of this shit. We've got to You know what I mean? Like the war has already been declared. We didn't declare war. They declared war on us. And it's not the United States of America doing this, okay? We can't blame a government. It's not the state of whatever that's doing this, okay? Because a government is a fictitious entity. These are bad human beings who just happen to be able to get themselves in high positions of power. And it's my guess that these people in these high positions of power are puppets for the people who are profiting off of this stuff the most. My guess is that these people are taking like these kickbacks off of this child trafficking, and they're probably part of the people who exploit these children in these sickening ways. And the fact of the matter is that is why there has to be a reason why that we can't get justice in this country. And the only thing that makes sense is that they're all in on it. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Facts. Guess how else could it be? There's no other way. Unless everybody's got their hand in this, there's no way. There's no freaking way.
So in the Declaration of Independence, it tells us that our rights are sovereign. They're given to us by our Creator. Those rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. These rights to life, liberty, and property. These are given to us by our Creator. These are rights that cannot be taken away by any government, but yet they are infringing on those rights, and they know they are, and it's a violation of 18 USC 242. I encourage everybody to dive into the United States Code. So you can see what laws have been broken against you and your family. You can use perplexity.ai to find what laws, what United States Code has been violated against you and your family. Just type in your circumstance and what U.S. code has been violated, or something along those lines, and you will come up with those laws that were violated. So you are aware of what laws were violated, so you can cite the laws that were violated, and you can charge these people with their crimes. But what I'm suggesting, and this is what we all should be doing, because we the people have a right to make citizens arrests. And so I think all of us should be researching what it takes to make a lawful citizen's arrest. And from my research, the only thing it takes to do a lawful citizen's arrest is to go up to that person who is committing that crime and tell them, I am placing you under a lawful citizen's arrest, and then take them by the least amount of force possible in order to achieve their arrest. And then at that point, you have to hand them over to law enforcement. And in these cases, these are federal crimes. In any of these United States codes is a federal crime when they violate them. And so we hand them over to the United States Marshals. So we take these criminals, we take them by force, we put them in our cars, and we take them down to the United States Marshals, and we hand over these criminals with the evidence and the affidavits of warrant that we the people write against them with their charges against them for the crimes that they've committed. Because unless we the people stand up and start making these arrests, we cannot count on the Department of Justice to do it. They are getting the reports. They are acting too slow. We can't wait anymore. We have got to start. We have to take this country back. We have to. We have to.
Herbert. Hey, Herbert, what do you think of all this?
Herbert thinks that Chris is right, what he's saying. And Chris and we've had I think we talked about 3 hours one night, didn't we, Chris?
We sure did.
Yeah. And all I want to say is that to your guests that are listening, that they should listen and follow to learn how to avoid being a victim of CPS. Because once you become a victim of CPS, you see what it's like trying to get out. So you have to learn, avoid being a victim. Listen to all the things you should not do. You're telling everybody what you should not do.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm telling people to listen to you and to listen to what not to do to be a victim of CPS.
Yeah, they come after you your whole life. So you think your child is suffering now, and then they become an adult, and then they suffer more into their adulthood because these state agents do not stop coming after you. I can tell you from experience.
So sad, man. It really is so sad that you have to open your door and live in America, a country that you're supposed to love and pride and cherish, and red, white, and blue. I mean, we're coming up on 4th of July. And think about it this way. We're coming up on 4th of July, which is supposed to be red, white, and blue, our independence from England, apple pie, military strength, all that good stuff. And what are we doing? We're trying to promote a protest, and not a protest, but a gathering that supports the fact that we need to, or does not support, we need to show our support for the likelihood of stopping to steal our kids. You know what I mean? Like, this is
There's no bigger cause in the United States of America. There's no bigger cause in the world than protecting the children. Protecting the children is protecting the future of humanity.
The country, the number one military strength, the leader in this free world, and we have to go out and beg and try to pound it into people's heads that stealing our kids is wrong. And the number one guilty party in stealing our kids is our own government.
But it's not the government. It's those government actors, those people who are masquerading as public servants, because the government itself cannot commit the crime. It is these bar association members, these state agents, the blue wall of silence, and the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. We can name the enemies. We know what they are. We know who they are. They've all been conspiring against our rights in violation of 18 U.S.C. 242 and 18 U.S.C. 241. We know the truth. And now we have to act on it.
So, Corey, Kelly, what is your guys' plan for court? Your final fight? What do you guys got to go in there and ensure that you do? I'm talking about for the custody side of things. Oh, they went out of the thing there. Okay. Corey and Kelly left us.
I think.
There we go. Oh, all right, there we are. Corey, Kelly, what is your guys? What do you got? You got 5 more months. I think it's about right? 5 more months till you're all done with. What do you need to make sure happens or doesn't happen in that 5 months to ensure you guys walk away unscathed to the best that you can?
I think because we did everything they wanted. We did it with flying colors. We got God behind us. I know that. I know that now because I know these scumbags were gunning for my kids. And I believe that he's going to see us through this. We're going to go at this. We're going to strike. I'm striking. I'm going right now. I'm not waiting 5 months. I'm striking now. I have a very good opportunity with my criminal case to prove like complete fraud from a police department dispatch call. I mean, complete fraud. So I don't think that, if and my attorney's backing me, she's a lone wolf. she's already been kicked out of Livingston County for standing up for some people's rights, and she's an Irish woman, which, you know, we're Irish folk, and she's said she's willing to stand by me on this. So I think it's I wanted to get some opinions on it, but I don't know. I have intuition, and my God, my prayers, everything's telling me to strike, man, because we got good records of what these people did wrong, and the things that they've done wrong. I hate to even say it, even the mother-in-law, which I can't stand, she can't stand me, I can't stand her, would stand by it because she won't lie.
What is
the thing about this is
the question? Sorry, Chris. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, I was going to say, the thing is that none of these other parties to these cases, none of these like family members or ex-wives or husbands or neighbors or any of these people could have done any of this if it wasn't for these criminals violating our rights in the law. They never should have been able to. It wasn't these people. They might be a party to it, but it's not them, because there's a scheme at hand. There's a scheme at play in order to steal children away and exploit all of us for everything that they possibly can. And they know exactly what they're doing. These are the same schemes. There's about a dozen of them. And when I get all these cases, because I get phone calls all day, every day, and every single phone call, everybody thinks their case is unique. And in every single phone call, they're either one of a dozen scenarios. So it's literally the same schemes being perpetrated over and over again, which tells you this is RICO. This is racketeering. These people have these schemes. They plot them out. They learn them. They're aware of them. They work together so that they can perfect them. And they've been doing it for decades, if not longer.
Yes, you're exactly right. See, I was the one that stood up in court. I was the one who said, wait, motherfucker, you're not taking my kids. Are you high right now? You're about to experience something really bad. And they attacked me full on throughout the whole case, continued to attack me. I pulled through their bullshit as much as they piled on with, you know, as much dignity as I could have. And I did it, you know, I got through it. And now they realize there's not much left. And they realize that we started to pay attention to what they were doing in the law. We started filing our own motions. We got other attorneys involved. So I think they're backing off. So I think that's the time where you kick them in the nuts, right?
What they do is they breadcrumb you, right? They give you little breadcrumbs to make you think that you're getting somewhere. And it's to keep you playing their game. They already committed crimes. These are already codified crimes that they've committed against you and your family, including kidnapping, extortion, racketeering. It's all these are all crimes. But the conspiracy against rights and the deprivations of rights under color of law, those are the two main crimes that are in every single case. All right, but these people have already committed crimes against you and your family, and they're going to breadcrumb you into continuing to play their game. And at the end of it, they might give you your kid back just because they don't want the problems. But then at the end of it, they may not. And, you know, the fact of the matter is they never had a right to tell you whether or not you could have your child in the first place. They had no right to take that child without a jury trial. If somebody wants to take away your child, they need to be able – you have to have proof, substantial evidence that this child is being endangered. And that comes with testimony from the child themselves. If the child is afraid of you and doesn't want to be around you, there's probably a reason for it. So we can't be forcing children to be in places where they're unsafe. Well, nobody's ever checking on these kids to see if they feel safe in these foster homes. All right. But nobody ever asked these kids what they think if they were safe in the place that they were at before. Because 9 out of 10, these kids never actually get a real legitimate interview. And most of these documents are falsified and fraudulent anyway. So we know the truth, people. We know the truth. So we can't continue to play their games. We can't continue to give them money and pay these actors to come in, because that's what they are. The judges are actors. The attorneys are actors. These are paid actors. All right. And these courtrooms are crime scenes. That's what we're really dealing with. We're dealing with actors pretending to be public servants, and these courtrooms are bloody crime scenes. These judges have blood on their hands.
Let me see. All right, Chris, check this out. I'm going to show you what the new Nancy Schaefer t-shirts look like. Let me just make sure I'm on the right screen here.
Hang on.
There we go. Yes, sir. All right, check these out, dude. So this is the upscale. This is what I made for the t-shirt that I'm shipping out to you. right here. Boom. I don't know if you can see those in full there. If I took us away, can you see those?
I'm so excited.
Let's see if I can maximize this here.
They won't be able to help but see me.
There we go. No, that's why I did it in that green for you, buddy.
Yeah, they won't be able to help but see me. That's wonderful.
Yeah, I put the see if I put. Hold on, let me put this chat screen away here so we can see a little bit better too. Hold on that thought, Brenda. So there we go. So it's got the who killed Nancy Schaefer. You know, we must abolish CPS. It's got the dollar bills floating down in the pocket and everything, right? So then on the back, I did put the. Oops, sorry, wrong thing here. I did put my original logo of the kidnapping is not saving children with the FCPS thing. It says it's destroying our future. I got the floating money there and everything, obviously. On the sleeves, on these sleeves, it has the. It doesn't show you so bad on that. But one side of it says no more. Oh yeah, here we go. So this side here says stop. No more stealing kids. The other side says no kids for cash on the arms. But that's the new Nancy Schaefer T-shirt right there. That's my sample price right there, guys. Don't use that one. That's not what they go for. I wish that I could do that, but that's what the sample prices are. Yeah, they're actually $31 is what they come out to be with everything said and done. But that's really not too bad. They're quality fabric T-shirt. But
I'll be wearing one here in DC.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm psyched about these things. I'm really psyched.
Yeah, I'm pretty psyched too. So, you know, they're not going to be able to help but see me. Hopefully we've got a crowd of 1,000 people here. You know, that's what we need. We need 1,000 people to show up. You know, we need to take this country back. You know, 1,000 people can easily turn into 10,000 people, can easily turn into 100,000 people, can easily turn into 1 million. And if
you're damn right, man.
Small percentage of the population, there are 333 million people in the United States of America. I'm only asking for a fraction. There's millions of victims out there. Just a fraction of y'all. Just come on out here. You know what I mean? And encourage.
I mean, how many? Hey Alexa, how many people are in the United States?
333 million people.
In 2024, the population of the United States is 342 million people.
Jesus Christ, 342. We've gone up.
Alexa,
we're rising fast. I wonder how many of those are
of 342 million.
342 million people. So let me get one of them. Come on, one of them. Come on out here. Come on, guys. Let's fight for the kids. Let's fight for the future of humanity. You know, otherwise there's no future. We've already established that part. So, you know, if you don't have your kids, what else are you doing with your life?
That's right. So yeah, so we got those Nancy Schaefer shirts. We got some more stuff. Chris, I'm actually I put together another shirt just for you that I threw in there. I'm not going to show it to you.
You're amazing. Thank you.
It's specific just to you. So those are being shipped out now as we speak for you. So you should have those in 3 to 5 days, maybe less. And then also, Brenda, I have the shirts done for you too, which I'll call you up after the show. But if you guys need shirts made for your cause, please feel free. Send me your graphics. We'll do that. We can do that here. You know, it's relative, you know, considering what pricing for shirts used to be and, you know, what they are, and you don't have to order bulk amounts or any of that stuff. So if you guys even just want one shirt made with your kid's face on it, please do so. And then that helps Melissa and I and Herbert keep this show going, helps pay the bills. I'd say keep the lights on, but we don't really have a place that we're all together. But we appreciate everything that you guys do, everything you say. But yeah, so check all this stuff out. You can see it all at abolishcps.com. But Chris, you're gonna be happy about this for sure.
I'm excited. I thank you so much.
Yeah. But that all being said, we are again. Hey, imagine that we're over. So let's go with you, Corey. How about last words for the night? You and your wife. What do you got to say to everybody, buddy?
Everything sounds really awesome. I'll tell you, a lot of fear, man. For a couple years, I was scared, and education took that away. You know, obviously the Lord, prayer. Just keep fighting. They're our kids. We can't let them do this. And I think each and every person that has to deal with this and is involved in this has a duty and has to do their part in some way, shape, or form. You know, like I said, the well-oiled machine. So let's do that. Let's educate. Put this get this video out. I'm gonna send this to everybody I know, man. I mean, I don't care if they don't dealing with it or not. I don't care if they're old, young, or don't have kids. I'm gonna send it to everyone I can.
Damn right. Thank you for that, man. Thank you. Has your wife got anything she wants to throw in too?
Hey, she's putting a baby. Baby just got up.
Yeah,
So
that's right. That's right. You know what?
We're gonna be on tomorrow. I wanna check out that.
More, man. You know.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. You know?
I appreciate you all, man. I really do. You have no idea. You lift me up, man, for sure.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, Herbert. Last words, bud.
Oh, you're on mute.
Oh yeah, Herbert. Let's get you off mute there, huh? Let's see. There you go, Herbert. You're good to go, buddy. I think. Yep, you're on.
No, still mute.
3, 2, 1, Herbert. No. Something's going on your side there, pal. You got a mute on you? I mean, mute you and unmute you. I think we got you now, Herbert.
Okay, for those people who are listening to the show, listening and don't think it would ever happen to you to be involved in CPS, it can. You need to learn about CPS, learn how to stay off the radar, don't get involved in CPS, listen to what's going on here, and try to stay away from doing things that could get you involved. You need to stay off the CPS radar.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Melissa, last words? Oh, wait, hold on, Melissa. Chris, last words?
Just want to say to everyone, I know how painful all of this is. When we go through these situations, you never, they come suddenly, unexpectedly, and most people didn't even know these things were happening until it happened to them. So what we need to do, first of all, we need to talk about it everywhere. I talk about it in the gas stations, the grocery stores. I talk about it in the public square with a megaphone. I go every single place that I go in the streets. I shout loudly about the child trafficking in the United States of America and how children are becoming victims, thousands of them on a constant basis. It's every single day, 1,000 victims, a minimum. So, I talk about these things every day, everywhere I go. We need to make it common knowledge. It should not be a surprise to anyone that children are being stolen by our corrupt government actors masquerading as public servants. So let's get that awareness out there. And if anybody has got just an ounce of strength left, and if you don't have your kids, please get your ass to DC and come help us with this. Next week, we're going to be at the Capitol. I'm trying to get something going for a mass amount of people. But I'm here at DC. I've been here since the 1st. We're going to be here all month. I'm hoping for an American Revolution on July 4th. Let's see that happen. It'd be really nice. If we get enough people out here, then on July 4th, we might be able to take this country back. We got to get these kids back. We got to do something. We damn sure can't be sitting at home bitching about it on the internet. So we gotta do something physically. That way we feel like we're actually accomplishing something with our lives. This is the biggest, most important cause that anybody could ever be a part of. So please share this video and share anything else, any other content that you know of. Share about the event and make sure that you're shouting in the streets. Shout on your front porch. Children are being stolen by child trafficking judges and child trafficking state agencies. It is happening every single day in every single state all over these United States of America. And we, the people, have got to rise.
Oh, yeah. Amen to that. Melissa.
Hey, what time?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Corey. Go ahead.
What time is that podcast tomorrow? With the info about the judges and the pay, what they get paid, and the social workers and all that.
So that's tomorrow night, same time, same place, man. We do 9:30. We've been hitting off now lately about more 9:45ish.
Okay, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that info. I got a buddy that can get some cards made for me, and I would like to put together something. And because my daughter and I have a track. We hand out biblical tracts, but I think it's time to start handing out tracts about what's happening here. And
well, you know what? Let me do this. I'm gonna I'm going to try something here real quick, guys. I know we're in the middle of this and we're all getting ready to kick off. But so I've been trying to, the new video, okay? I've been trying to, for the past days, I can't get it to render out right or anything. But because we've been so biblical tonight and talking, let me see if I can get this to work real quick so I can show you guys the new video I've been working on. I don't want everybody to think I've been getting all laxed and everything. But I have been working very hard on the new videos. And this one that I have I love it, but something is stuck on it and I don't know what it is. But let me, just because you just said that, Corey, I'm going to see if I can't. I'm going to go ahead and try and see if I can make this work for you guys to get here first. So I don't know, guys, how much this is really going to be. I know it's going to be put together. I just don't know if it's going to be 100% perfect. I'm going to try. I'm going to try so you guys can get the gist of this because the message is very powerful. So let me see. Let me just see. Like I said, this could be a complete blunder and stuck completely.
But a millstone around the neck, you harm one of these little ones, you need a millstone around your neck to be thrown in the sea. That's what Jesus said.
That's right, baby. All right, let me try this here. Where are you? Come on, where are you? I want to show you the entire screen then. Let's do that. I guess we could do entire screen. Also share audio. Yes, please. All right, so we're going to share this entire screen, I guess. Maximize it as big as I can get it. I can't do much more to get it. Oh, maybe I can do this. All right, yeah, that's a little bit bigger. So this is the video that I've been working on, guys. And like I said, I apologize if it doesn't come out right, but you'll get the gist of it. Here we go, guys. You know what I can do? I can do this. I can get a little bit bigger. Maybe it'll help with the playing too if I shut it down. All right, here we go, guys. This is the. Oh shit! I just did something. You know, try me. Hold on. Come on.
Oh, sneak preview.
Yeah, there we go. All right, back at the ranch. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I'm gonna put this thing away and I'm gonna hit play. All right, let's see what happens.
Your children will soon return to you, and the people who defeated you and destroyed you will leave. Look up and look around you. All your children are gathering to return to you. The Lord says, "As surely as I live, your children will be like jewels that a bride wears proudly. You were destroyed and defeated, and your land was made useless. But now you will have more people than the land can hold, and those people who destroyed far children.
I don't know.
But they all for us. Bigger place to live. And lonely, defeated and separated from my people. So who reared? I was left all alone. Where did all these children come from? This is what the Lord God says. See, I will lift my hand and signal the nation.
That's a message from God that's not ready yet. But you get the gist. So
yeah, that's
please
nice.
stay tuned for that one.
Will raise my banner for all people to see. Then they will bring your sons back to you in their arms, and they will carry your daughters on their shoulders. Kings will teach your children. Of kings will take care of them. They will bow down before you and kiss the dirt at your feet. Then you will know I am the Lord. Anyone who trusts in me will not be disappointed. And the wealth.
Yeah, all right. But you get where I'm going with this one. And look for this
Wins
one.
in war be taken away.
Yeah, all right. As excited as I want to play it, I'm not going to continue to do that. You know,
Get it right. That's nice. That's nice. That's it.
That's powerful.
Exactly how I started thinking. information, man. My wife said it, and it just stuck in my head. We got to get this. Got to get this thing. People need to notice these judges cleaning up on this and these workers. But guys, with that, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow. I got to get to sleep. I got a ton of work in the morning. I got to get to sleep.
Yeah, you got all right, Melissa. You're up. Last words from you, Melissa.
Don't ever quit fighting for your kids. Don't ever quit fighting for your kids. Without Hello?
Hello, there you are. You're back. We're back. Yes,
don't ever quit fighting for your kids, because the second you give up, that kid is lost. And, you know, when you think about the fact that the department focuses on kids that are, we looked at the statistics, typically under the age of 4 is the kids they like to aim for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I say that to people, I say it thinking in my head about this poor 4-year-old sitting in a room all by themselves, wishing they had the hug and the love of their parents, wishing someone was there to fight for them. So don't ever quit fighting, because they are your kids. They need you.
Yeah, and don't stop fighting for yourself either. So, you know, we have to stay strong. We have to do our self-care.
You have to, or you won't be able to get back to them safely.
All I'm going to say is this. I'm a CPS Punisher. I'm out of here. Have a good night, guys.
You too, bro. Thanks,
Chris. Keep up the good work, man.
Yeah, keep fighting.
That's right, baby.
The world getting crazy, baby, chill. Don't medicate, just meditate. You waking up now, well, baby, you hella late. Educate, look at what's going on. And a hunger like you never ate. Agenda is to push the hate, separate and segregate. Don't celebrate quite yet, the storm is coming, Q, for heaven's sake. Violence that they demonstrate, instigate and penetrate. The values of our country and our God is what they desecrate. My fighters ain't no featherweight, pulling out the seams of the fabric that they fabricate. They feed us lies, manipulate, intimidate through fear and force, forcing us to sit and wait till we come together, congregate, and then we liberate. Praying that you get to find some love and want to hate. Marching on these streets of blood till I see the golden gates. Troubadour and troubled souls, one of God's servants. Blades out, cut the grass till we see the serpents.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Oh, we just accept it, expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't question their objective, but I got a lot of questions. How these kids molested, but nobody's been arrested. Read it in the testament, these children are protected. So I'm fighting all these terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Refuse to be directed, blind, not a sheep. Only kneel to my God, so I'm dying on my feet. Silence when we speak, but there's violence in the street. I've been rolling witches, I can't take it on the cheap. Drink from a glass half full, I'm optimistic. People are sadistic, so vicious and malicious. Praying for assistance to overcome opposition, or I'm gonna start resisting and then I'll pray for forgiveness.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you.